Friday Night Smackdown in Greensboro, North Carolina. First off, I was very upset, very angry. Any WWE show that comes in North Carolina, I make it a goal that I go to it. It's a mission. It's a must-see event. But, when you have priorities, you got to take care of them first and then see what you got afterwards. And I was unable to go to this event. And I forced myself not to watch. Because any show that I have the possibility to go to and I don't watch it. I punish myself by not watching it. So I didn't watch this latest edition of Friday Night Smackdown. But let's see what happens. Let me break it down. The return of Kane, the big red monster. Kane returns, and he comes out and announces that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. First off, Kane, how old are you? You're like 50, you're pushing 50, or you are 50, somewhere around 50. I want to see younger, brighter stars, But, it's always good to see Kane, it's always good to see, the old folk, the old people, the Kane, the big shows, and, But he announced he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, so we'll see what transpires. Then the Fiend comes out and tries to either distract or just try to attack the big red monster, and it backfired by Daniel Bryan hitting the running knee on the Fiend, and the Fiend tries to run away. And similar like to DB, like the Fiend did the DB, he pulled DB's hair out, and DB, apparently took the Fiend's dreadlock, Bray Wyatt's dreadlock. So they're gonna do that little story. And then afterwards, DB challenged Bray to a strap match. A strap match. I don't know what that is. The last strap match that I've seen was between JTG and Shad. And that was horrible. And that was just trash. Massive trash. But we'll see what transpires. John Morrison versus Big E. It was a great match. Miz distracted E, and Morrison hit the Starship Pain for the W. It was a good match, solid match. It's always good to see Morrison. He's back in shape, and I feel like it's this whole thing with Miz and Morrison. I think it's a good way to what a great way to put them back into work with the tag team champions. As if, there's no other tag teams in the back that doesn't deserve a title shot. I think this is going to lead to a championship match between the two. Just throw them out there. Just throw them out there like there's no other high-profile tag teams in the back. Dash and Dawson Revival. And the returning Souls. Teams such as Heavy Machinery. Even bring back Primo and Epico. You never know. Speaking of the Souls and the Revival, they had a match right after this. Usos win in perfect fashion, just throwing the, it's the Usos, man. I love the Usos. Jimmy and Jay. Jay and Jimmy. And it was a great match. Action-packed. And the rival loses again. And they went backstage and said, no, it's time for a change. It's time for a change. And what is a change between the revival? What is a change between the revival? We shall see, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means, but, we'll see. So, Lacey Evans was scheduled to face Sasha Banks again. But, Lacey apparently tapped Banks, forcing Bayley's hand to face her in a match. Match was pretty good. Evans wins with a women's right. Now, I think this situation between all three of these women are kind of similar to back in 2011 when The Rock returns and, had a little thing with John, and he was in the feud with The Miz, and he was WWE champion. And the ultimate showdown was between the challenger and the person that intervened in the feud, and the champion is just doing the back burner. The real story here is with Sasha and Lacey, and the champion is Bayley. But whatever. Like I said, Lacey Evans wins this match with a woman's right, ultimately giving the championship shot to her, and she's going to face Bayley for the women's title, SmackDown women's title, at the Royal Rumble. So we shall see what happens. Braun Strowman had a backstage segment pretty much demanding an Intercontinental Championship shot against Shinsuke at the Royal Rumble. And, Cesaro, Shin, and Sami Zayn came out, basically saying he doesn't deserve it, blah, blah, blah. And then Braun came out and just scattered those boys out the ring. Looking strong. But I just feel like all four of these guys just deserve more and better. But who cares what I think? Bliss and Deville, Alexa Bliss and Sonya Deville just had one of the worst matches I've ever seen in my life. No one really cared about this match. The real story was on the outside of Mandy and Otis. Bliss wins this match by a roll-up by distraction of Otis and Mandy. Mandy apparently slipped off the top, the apron, trying to distract Bliss. And Otis caught her and just had that amazing moment. But Bliss wins this match in crazy fashion. And in the main event, it was the returning Robert Roode, the glorious one, versus the big dog, Roman Reigns. Reigns was attacked by Roode before the match. And they had that match after this. Corbin and Ziggler came out to beat down the big dog because it was a tables match between the two, and apparently there's no disqualification. So King Corbin and Dolph Ziggler came out and beat them down. And then, of course, the Usos came out and helped the big dog, helped the cuz out, and Jay and Jimmy splashed Ziggler in the announce table. And then with that distraction, Reigns speared Roode into the table, winning the match. And Reigns then announced that he's going to face Corbin in a Falls Count Anywhere match, apparently at the Rumble. And I'll be very happy once this feud ends. I'm just so tired of this. Just done. Just finished. Similar to the Lana, Bob, Rusev, and Liv thing. I'm just done with it. And I'm just ready for it to end. Very much so. And that was pretty much Friday Night Smackdown. In Greensboro, North Carolina. Greensboro. I could have went. But yeah. But it was a solid show. We're on the road to the Royal Rumble, which is next week. I'm recording this on Sunday. The Royal Rumble is next week. And I'm hyped. So get ready for a Royal Rumble preview prediction show. More than likely next week. Saturday. Saturday. So, yeah. This is Friday Night Smackdown from Greensboro, North Carolina. I think it was the 17th, 18th of January 2020. Till my next video. Yes, sir.